Today we're going to talk about whips that I brought into 2024. Please join me. Well, hello and welcome back to the Yoyarngirl YouTube channel. My name is Lisa, aka Yoyarngirl, and today is February 10th, Saturday, and it is a little bit snowy out here in the Denver, Colorado area. It's been a while, so I think Vlogmas was the last time that you guys saw me. Just a lot happening, but welcome back to all my returning viewers. Thanks for being patient for a podcast, and welcome to any of you viewers that are finding my channel for the first time. Today I am going to be primarily talking about whips that I carried into 2024, and I am trying to get finished up here in Finish It February for me. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm going to be talking about today. I do have a couple of finished objects. I have a couple that are really close to being finished. And so get something warm and cozy to drink, or a cool beverage if you are someplace warm. And join me as I talk about all of my knits. So the first thing I want to talk about is, it still goes on the theme of whips. It was a very old whip, but I think this was from October of 2022, if I remember correctly. This is linked on my Ravelry page. So, and oh, let me say that because I didn't. You can find me on Ravelry as Yoyarngirl67. I also have a Ravelry group, which is just Yoyarngirl. And then over on Instagram, I'm at Yoyarngirl. And I am running a very casual knit along. I'll talk more about that a little bit later. But yes, this now finished object was a whip from October of 2022. If you look on my Ravelry page, I think it's listed as my Halloween socks maybe. But here they are. So let me I'm going to take a sock off the sock blocker and put it on the sock blocker for you to see. This is a Patons Kroy yarn. It's called Clover, I believe. And this is the sock. It looks really big because this is kind of a heavier fingering weight yarn. But yeah, really like this. So, sorry, as soon as I started my podcast, as usual, my daughter called right on cue. She just knows. She sniffs it out. Anyway, so yes, these are just plain vanilla socks, and I used Kay Litton of the Crazy Sock Lady. I used just her, I think it's vanilla socks on 9-inch circulars. I use that pattern, so that's what these are. So yeah, don't know who those, I may give these to my husband, but if not, they will be in my drawer for me to wear. So, first finished object, long time whip. So this is my second finished object, another pair of socks, also a very long time whip on the needles. This has probably been on the needles for about a year and a half as well. And I've sewn in all but these little ends on this one because it was downstairs. But this is just a nice little flower patterned sock. It's color work, very easy color work. Love the pattern. Really don't know why I put these down, but I did. And also I'll have everything linked below because I'm doing this today with no show notes. So for some of these things, and this is one that I don't, but I'm going to quickly see if I can find that pattern for you, because let's just see. Anyways, this is also a Patons Kroy. This is flax. The brown here is called, it's a Patons Kroy, and then the yellow is called Glam Sock, and this is all stash yarn. an old, it was a yarn from my Knit Crate subscription. Knit Crate's no longer around, and I had a Knit Crate subscription, and this was just some sock yarn. I got their sock yarn subscription, and that was some yarn from their, the subscription. So yeah, these are my colorwork flower socks. So yeah, really like those. They fit really well. Actually, they look a little big just because, again, this is a heavier fingering weight yarn. But they fit well. I do think that I'm going to try another patent. I have lots of this in my stash, so I am going to try another pair, and I'm going to use a 60 count sock. This is 64 stitch. I'm going to try a 60 count and see if that fits even a little bit snugger. I would like a little bit of a snugger fit, but these fit. I mean, they're fine. They'll be fine in shoes. I've already kind of tried them, so yeah, I think those will be good. And like I said, I think this is just called the Flower Colorwork sock. Let me double check. Sorry about that. It's the Fair Isle Flower sock, and it's a free pattern over on Ravelry. Well written, easy. Don't know why I put it down, but yeah, I think I'd finished one a while ago, and I stopped at the heel. So sometimes I don't really love the heels, or I'm going somewhere, I'm doing something, and I can't necessarily concentrate on doing the heels, so then I put those down and I'll cast on something else, and then I don't go back to it. So, but I'm going to get better about that in 2024. So yeah, really like these, and think I'll get a lot of wear out of those items. So, and actually I have a third finished object. This was going to be a gift knit, but I really think it's too small, so I ended up not weaving in the ends, and I may pull it out and try knitting it again in a larger size. But this is just a Friend to Friend shrug by Leslie Friend, and tons of projects out there. I was going to do she showed one on a podcast where she put a flower design, and I wanted to put that on this. I didn't, because again, I think it's just a tad bit too small, so I'm going to try the next size up. And I really love these colors. This is the yarn that she suggests for it, so which is Lion Brand's Hue and Me, and it's a great yarn. It's a 80-20, I believe, 80% acrylic, 20% wool. So it's really nice. It can be thrown in the wash machine, obviously, easy to care for. But I'm hoping to make these for some of the ladies in my family. So, but yeah, super cute, super easy, and I will be making lots more of these. I have a niece that this will probably fit, so I may send it off to her if I don't rip it out and do another, because I've got plenty of this yarn, so I can just make another one in a larger size and see how that does. So yeah, so this one may go to a niece. But yeah, those are my 3 finished objects, and I actually have 4 finished objects, well 5 really, but these are just something that I quickly knit up, and it is a pattern that Carla from Carla Knits, she featured on her podcast, and then I think Leslie Friend of A Friend to Knit With, I think she just had it on her podcast, but it's just these Valentine hearts. Super cute. Valentine Heart Scrubbies is what it's called, and this is all stash yarn. Have all this yarn in my stash. So I made this one actually for my daughter, and this one I just kind of knit up, but love it. I'll probably use this one myself. May send some off. They won't get them probably in time for Valentine's Day, but get it close. They'll get it in the month of February. So, but yeah, super easy. It's a free pattern oval over on Ravelry, and I will link that below. So yeah, I really like this, and I have another one that they literally take like an hour. And I'm a slow knitter, and these literally take like an hour. So when people say that, oh, it's a really quick knit, and I don't always believe it because it always takes me longer. This one is really truly a quick knit. But I put another one on the needles last night as I was sitting watching TV, and this is another scrubby, Valentine's Day scrubby, and I'm using the Red Heart scrubby from my stash. And then this is just a Knit Picks Dishy cotton wool or cotton yarn, also in my stash. This was actually gifted to me by a viewer of the podcast, so thank you. And I really do like this Dishy. She had sent it to me because I had never used Dishy, and she had lots in her stash, so she sent me 3 balls of the Dishy, and I do really like that. So I'm just holding those double, and it is a little hard on your hands because you are using a size 10 needle. So yeah, it's a little hard on your hands, but it knits up so quickly that it's not on your hands for a long time. But yes, it is a little bit hard on your hands because of the size needle, and with it being cotton yarn and you're holding it together. It's 2 worsted weight yarns being held together. So a little bit hard on your hands, but not horrible. So, all right, moving on now to my whips that I have brought into 2024. Okay, so my first whip has been on the needles for a while. I think I put these on last year. And this is a pattern by the Autumn Acorn, and it's a cable pattern, so worsted weight pattern. I'm gonna finish this because I do like it, and this is just her Magic Heel worsted sock. And this is, I'm knitting this in it's also Peyton's yarn, I believe. I don't know if I have the ball band in here. Don't think I do, but I know it's a Peyton's wool, and it's Peyton's classic wool is what it is, and it's just a beautiful cabled sock pattern, and super simple. Again, just put it down, no rhyme or reason why I did, and haven't picked it back up, but it's gonna get finished. It's gonna get finished very soon. So super excited about this one. Probably won't get much use out of it because most of our cold weather will probably be gone by the time I finish it, but I do plan on finishing these socks. So yeah, pattern by the Autumn Acorn. Okay, and my next work in progress, I have one finished, and this is also a cable sock. I'm going to stick with my cable socks. And this is by this Yellow Farmhouse is the name of her company or patterns. And this is Oh Holy Night. And I did this as a test knit, and I knit a pair already, and I decided to order some yarn to knit another one, and this is it here. So I've got one sock done. I don't know if you can really see the cables. This is Wool of the Andes worsted. Again, another worsted sock. Wool of the Andes tweed. And this color, I will have it linked below. I have a Ravelry page, I'm sure, for this one. So it'll be on that Ravelry page that I'll link. And let's see if I have the color. I think I do. This is called Vineyard Heather. And yeah, it's a pattern over on Ravelry. And like I said, it's Oh Holy Night sock. She has a couple of really nice worsted weight patterns, and I really like that. It's this Yellow Farmhouse is the designer. So check it out. She's got lots of, and I think she just came out with a new cable pattern, if I'm not mistaken, or it's a new sock pattern, but she does have a new sock pattern out. But I will be finishing these. Again, these are a really quick knit. I think when I test knit these, I knit these up like in 2 days. So it's an easy knit. So, but yeah, check that out. Really like this. So. no reason to have not finished them. So, okie dokie. My next whip, and heavy on the socks with the whips, guys. My next whip is again, it was a test knit that I did for Christy Archer of Christy Archer Designs. And it's the Simple Irresistible Socks Mohair. So this is the completed one. And I've shown these on a podcast before, but I will be finishing these. And I am just on the cuff for the second pair, but I'm gonna go ahead and try and get these done in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, super excited to get these done. But these are the Simple Irresistible Mohair edition, and she has a whole line of Simple Irresistible. She has a fingering weight, she has a worsted weight. I don't think there's a bulky, but she has lots of different socks in this line, in this pattern line. So it's the Simple Irresistible patterns. So if you go to her Ravelry store, you'll see them all, and then she also has them listed on her website. But yeah, and this is a different type of a heel construction. So if you are looking for a gift knit, this makes a really good gift knit if you don't know the person's sock size, so, or you have an approximate. And I'm using, I think this is a Lolo Did It. Of course, I don't have the ball bands, but I know this one is a, yeah, this is a Lolo Did It. I'm pretty sure. But I'll have it linked below. And then I'm just holding it with this mohair. So yeah, that is my Simple Irresistible Mohair Socks whip that I will be finishing. Okay, and now I'm gonna break from the socks for just a minute and we will move to sweaters. So this is my warm-up sweater by Espace Tricot, and again, I had planned on having this done a long time ago, but I did some sweater surgery on this sweater. So I had the body done for a while, and if you go back to previous podcasts, you'll see it. And then I felt it was too short, so I kept trying it on. I steam blocked it, and I tried it on again, and I just was not happy with the fit, with the length is really, I was happy with the fit, I was not happy with the length. So I actually, super proud of myself for this too. So I removed the bottom ribbing here. So I took that out, put them back on the needles, added 2 inches, and then I put the ribbing back on. And I managed to do it without losing a lot of stitches or anything like that. And yeah, I was really happy about that. So I meant to mention this in the beginning of the podcast and I did not, but for me 2024 is really going to be about tools and techniques, and I will mention in a later segment about what tools and techniques will entail, but that's kind of my 2024 theme, is tools and techniques, and I will kind of share with you why. So this was something that I had never done, and I have a couple of other sweaters or tops that I've made that I haven't finished. Well, actually I finished 2 of them, and they were my Tolsta tee, and one of the Tolsta tees is too short. I don't like the length. Love the tee, don't like the length. So I think now that I've done the sweater surgery, I'm gonna take that out and I'm gonna add length to that tee. So this is where I am with this one. I'm almost done with this. I just started the ribbing on the sleeve. Well, you can see that there. And I'll finish this sleeve off this afternoon, and I will start the other sleeve. So the next podcast, I will have my warm-up sweater by Espace Tricot done. And this is in West Yorkshire Spinners yarn that I've had in my stash for a long time. Still have almost another half of a sweater's quantity, so I do have plans for the rest of this yarn, but love the way this is knit up. And it kind of, you know, just, it's kind of a fade type yarn here. They no longer make this yarn. It's an Aran weight, or it's classified as an Aran weight. I found it to have a lot of thin, thick pieces, strands in there. It was fairly consistent, but as I got to the end of a couple of the balls, there was a lot of thin stuff, and I didn't like that, but it's okay, and I like the feel of it. It's a blend, 75-25, so it's not 100% wool, but definitely this will be a staple for me. I don't think I have any footage of me trying this on. I might. If I do, I'll pop it in. But if not, you will see it in its full glory when I am done, and I'll pop in a video. So, Warm Up Sweater by Espace Tricot. And can't wait to get this one off the needles. This will be something that I can wear. The nights can get cool here even in the spring, and this will be a good layering piece. So I'm super excited to get this off the needles. So, okay, and on to my next whip, which is a vest or jumper, as some would call it, and I think it's a petite knit pattern, and I think they call it a slipover actually. And this is the Stockholm slipover. And I was calling this my holiday vest. I didn't obviously finish it for the holidays, but I will. All I need now is just to pick up for the armholes and the collar, and that can be done in an afternoon, so I will get this done. It will be done for the next podcast, but I'm really excited to get this one off the needles and put another one on. This will also be a staple in my wardrobe, and I love the way it knit up. I love the way it feels. I have tried this on, and yeah, I really like it. So this yarn has some stellina in it, and then I held it with a mohair. It's a worsted weight pattern, and this yarn is actually, it's a Lions brand, been in my stash forever. I want to say this is Scarfy. Is it Scarfy? Shawl on a Ball. I'm sorry, Shawl on a Ball. And this is, because it's also a blend, a cotton blend, I believe. Yeah, 61% cotton, 34% acrylic, and 5% other fiber, which is the stellina. And I've had this in my stash forever, and I decided that I would hold it with a mohair and see how it knit up, and I really love the way it knit up, but it is a little bit blingy, so, and I'm not super blingy, but I think I will get a lot of use out of this even outside of the holidays. So I'm super excited about getting it finished. So yeah, my Stockholm slipover. And I did a vest along with Christy Archer of Christy Archer Designs. This was on my needles. I also had another bulky weight vest called by Maker, which I finished during the Festival Cal, or Mal. It was a Mal because you could crochet as well. And we ended up having 2 winners from that, and we had it over on Instagram and Ravelry. So yeah, super fun, casual knit along, but it got me in the mood for vests. So I do plan on, I've got a couple other vests that I have in my library to knit, and I can't wait. So, but yeah, can't wait to get this one off the needles and into my wardrobe to wear. And this is one I could probably get away with wearing to work. So, some black pants or beige pants or whatever, but yeah, super excited about this one. So, my Stockholm slipover. Okay, on to my next whip. I'll go back into some socks. And this is my Cozy Knitter Advent socks, which I will finish. And it's just a vanilla sock. Sorry, I should have had this all, I'm all tangled up here. But this is my Cozy Knitter sock. And I am using the Autumn Acorns pattern, just her fingering weight pattern for her socks, magic heel socks. So this is a magic heel sock. So it's just got that ribbing for the heel, and I still have a ways to go on it, but I will get these finished. So I want to finish these, and this is something that I will wear in the spring. So excited about getting those finished. I do have the second pair on the needle as well. I was knitting them congruently, and this one I just started the heel on that second pair. So those will be finished in time, but didn't get them finished for the Advent season, but that's okay. So another long time whip. This actually was supposed to be knit up for my husband David for Father's Day 2023. Finished one sock. Did not finish the other one, but I am ready for the heel. And this is a kind of like a opal yarn. It's definitely a very sturdy workhorse yarn. Excited to start. I'm at the heel, so I'm going to start the heel in this one, and I'm happy to get this one off the needles. He has a birthday in March, so he may get him for his birthday instead. So yeah, and he knows I've knit them, but he tried this one on and it fit really well. This is I put a shadow wrap heel, but other than that, it's just a vanilla sock on 9-inch circulars using the Crazy Sock Ladies pattern. So these will be done soon. Soon, soon, soon. This is another half finished object that I brought into 2024. It was a test knit for Christy Archer Designs, and this is her simple, irresistible, I believe it's cables. It will be linked below, but also from her simple, irresistible line. So it's got that simple heel. If you don't like heel turns and heel flaps and counting and all that, this is a great pattern. And this is knit out of, this is a Knit Picks yarn, and it's not palette, it's, I'll put it across the top, but it is a Knit Picks yarn. And the other one will be going on the needles soon to get this one finished. So, okay, and I am now going to move into another sweater that I'm working on, and this is by, I want to say Kadri, but it's not by Kadri, I don't believe. So stand by. Okay, I'm back. This is the Seasons Cardigan by Ozetta, and I'm not very far on this, but I love it. It's a broken rib pattern, and I kind of put this down when I started doing Vlogmas and I had other things on the needles, but I've got to get back to it because I absolutely love it. And this is a construction where you are knitting the button band along with the cardigan. And I know Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady had this on the needles probably back in November, early December. She ended up frogging it, just wasn't bringing her joy, and that's totally what you should do with your knits. She had the oversized Seasons cardigan, I believe, on the needles. I just have the Seasons cardigan, but that's really kind of what inspired me to go and look at this pattern. I had it actually in my library, but what made me go ahead and start to put it on the needles, or maybe put it on the needles, but I do really like it, and I do want to finish it. So I will continue this knit and hopefully have it done by early spring so that I can wear it. But yes, Seasons Cardigan by Ozetta, and I'm doing this in Lions brand woolies. It's a worsted weight blend. It's a 80-20 blend. So this is something that I've had in my stash for a long time, and I'm trying to get rid of it. So I picked this up, and this is definitely, it's an enjoyable knit, but I do have to kind of concentrate, and that's why I put it down over the holidays, because I was doing lots of stuff and it was just not something I had time to sit down and just focus on. So, but really, really like it. Love the way it's coming out. It's super squishy, so I know it'll be something that I wear all the time. I constantly either have on a wrap or a cardigan typically, so yes, can't wait to get this one off the needles. And if you see a theme here, guys, I'm using a lot of stash yarn up this year, so I'm really excited about that too. So this color I think is called soft rose, I think is this colorway. But yeah, it's just a pretty mauvey pink. This was my swatch. So, but really like the way this is knitting up. So, Seasons Cardigan by Ozetta. Okay. And on to just another quick sock whip. This is nothing interesting, but I've had this on the needles for, I'm gonna say 2 years, maybe 3. It's also Peyton's Croy. This is like the brown marl, I think this colorway is called. And I'm almost to the toe decreases on this one, so there's no reason for me not to finish it. So I will finish it and start the second one and get it off the needles, just to add another pair of socks into my wardrobe. And this is just, again, vanilla socks, and I'm using my Flexi Flips actually for this one. And this one is also a 64 stitch, using a 2.25 millimeter US 1 Flexi Flip needle to knit this on. But I am gonna also, with this yarn, I'm gonna try the second one. I am gonna do a 60. This is where I'm gonna use the 60 count, 60 stitch count, and see how that knits up. And it's not a big deal because I'll be wearing these underpants. And so I'm just gonna see what the difference is and see if I like the 60 count better. This is kind of the year that I wanna focus on really honing in on sock knitting. So I'm gonna try the 60 count and see how I like it. If I don't, I can always go back to the 64. It's not a big deal. So it's just yarn and sticks and we can rip it out. So that will get finished. My next whip that I started actually over the holiday season. So this was, I'm using the Chelsea Luxe Advent from 2022. I ended up not getting 2023's, just missed it. It wasn't that I didn't want to get it, I wanted it. But she and Marilisa from Girl Meets Yarn were doing the Korean poncho, and it was super cute. So I went and put my 2022 Chelsea Luxe Advent together in a box, and I have been pulling from that, and I'm working on my Korean poncho, and I love it. I absolutely love this pattern. So can't wait to get this off the needle. I am currently working on day 10 of the Advent, and I am gonna probably use at least, I'm gonna go to at least day 20, but maybe I'll go to 24. So, but this is what it looks like so far. And I'm holding the Advents double with a Expression Fiber Arts, just a silk, is this a lace weight? It's a silk, alpaca silk lace yarn. It's called Purity. And it's 50% baby alpaca, 50% mulberry silk. And it's an Expression Fiber Arts yarn. And I'm just holding that double with the Advent, so skein. So, but yeah, that's the front. But look at that. It's got this, and this is a pattern by Amy Palco, Corey in Poncho. And yeah, love, love, love it. Cannot wait to wear this. So I got Ruby and Rose's 2023, but I also have Ruby and Roses from 2022 that I did not use. And I think I'm gonna do another one out of those colors, and I'm gonna hold it with a mohair because it's more moody, dark colors, purples and deep blues and emeralds and all that. And so I'll have a pastel-y one. Gosh, I just love this even on camera. I love it even so much more. And then I'll have a darker one that I can wear with darker items. So yeah, I'm excited to get this off the needles and start wearing this. So, and this is something that because it's just all stockinette. You do have to do some increases, but it's all stockinette stitching that it's easy to just pick up anywhere. So when David and I watch TV at night, I will usually knit on this. And yeah, so can't wait to get my Korean poncho off the needles. So excited about that. And this is in a bag that I got this year in a advent swap that I did with Carla Knits. She does an advent swap each year over on her Ravelry, and that's from my swap partner, that Sonia. So hi Sonia, that lives in Indiana, which is where I'm from. So super excited about that. Okay, I think we are finally getting to the end of these whips, but yeah, I've got a lot of whips, and I am really trying hard to not cast on new things so that I can get these whips off of my needles and then go into my 2024 plans. So I've got one more, or maybe a couple more that I'm going to talk about, and then I will move on to other things. So this has also been, and this was actually a test knit that I didn't end up finishing. It was for Christy Archer, and this is her Sticks and Stone cardigan, and it is, the pattern's out, so if you want to get it, and I will finish this because I absolutely love it. It's a cardigan, and I'm doing this out of Lion Brand's Fisherman's wool, which I absolutely love this yarn. This is 100% wool, and yeah, just love it. It's super economical. Knits up fantastic. I have, I think, 4 sweater quantities of this yarn, and I've got plans. So I have a Veronica Kuka, I think it's Kuka Kitova. I have a sweater of hers that the Darling sweater. I'm gonna knit up with this and hold it with mohair. But this is the Sticks and Stones cardigan. And I've just kind of barely split for the sleeves. But this is a quick knit. It's worsted weight yarn. Super easy construction, nothing hard. It's a raglan, but yeah, I'm excited to get this off the needles and be able to add this to my wardrobe. And I don't know if I have a picture of it. Oh, you know what? I think I do have a picture. It's called Sticks and Stones. And it's a paid-for pattern over on Ravelry. But check it out. Christy Archer has tons of great patterns and super simple. She believes in just simple construction, just easy. And she's a great knitter. She's a great crafter. She sews and does all that other stuff. But she has a podcast, so check her out if you have time. But yeah, love this. So, Sticks and Stones. All right. And most of these, if you go back, I've featured at some point on a previous podcast. I do have one other finished object that I'll grab. It's blocking. So I'll pop a picture in, but I will grab it. It's going to be sent off in the mail. So the next time I podcast, I won't have it here because it'll be gone. So let me grab one more. This is one more half whip that I have, and I will be making the other one. But these are socks on a plain pattern, And I'm also making these out of that same Patton's Croy brown marl yarn, because I have a lot of this in my stash. So I made this one, and I made mine shorties. I think the pattern is, it's a free pattern, but I think the pattern is for a tall leg maybe, but I made it as a shorty. So and it's a cable, runs up the side. Love it. Okay, so I am gonna pause for a minute because my husband has popped into the kitchen and he's gonna make his lunch. Okay, so I quickly moved because my husband was downstairs in the kitchen and you could hear him up in my loft. So I'm filming in a different area today, but then I had to move again because he was a little noisy. He had his little radio show that he was playing, and he was banging the microwave and all that other stuff. So, but anyways, the one last finished object that I wanted to show you is my Maxine hot water bottle cover, and this is it. Love, love, love it. It's still wet, and that's why this isn't completely tucked in, because it's blocking. And I put it on the hot water bottle to kind of block out, but I absolutely love this. Can't wait to make another one. This one is a gift. But I can see the craze on these hot water bottles, and it's just going to be super neat. And I think the recipient will really enjoy this. So can't wait to get that out. It was actually something I was trying to get sent out for Christmas and didn't happen, but I know that they will enjoy it whenever it shows up in their mailbox. So my Maxine hot water bottle by Laura Penrose. So really, really like this. And then I have one last whip that I want to talk about, and this one I just actually put on the needles because occasionally I need to put something on the needles just to be able to get through, and because I'm not trying to cast things on. But this is just a hat that I'm making. It's the Pearl Soho Simple Pleasures, I think. Yes, Simple Pleasures hat. And I've just barely cast on, and it calls for a lot of ribbing, so I've got a long way to go, but love this color. And this is one that I will eventually hold together with mohair, and love this mohair. So, and the colors that I'm using, let's see, the mohair, it's tussock. Tussock is the mohair. It's 60% superfine kid mohair, 40% silk. And this is in the colorway Bright Thistle. And then the wool blend or wool is Line Weight. It's 100% merino wool, and it's in Lotus Flower. So it's probably not going to focus because the lighting is a little bit off. There you go. It's a little bit better. There we go. Okay, so that is my last whip, folks. I know today was all about whips, and I featured some of these. I did have some finished objects, so I hope you enjoyed what you saw today. If you really are enjoying this channel, please give me a thumbs up and a like, and subscribe if you would, if you're not already subscribed to the channel. I have a lot planned for 2024. I do plan to come to you more regularly. My schedule was just super busy at the beginning of the year. I had a lot of stuff going on. We had illness kind of go through our house, but things are kind of getting back to normal. So I'd like to get on a weekly schedule. I'm not going to commit to that yet, but I will commit to an every 2 weeks. And I'm just really, knitting's bringing me a lot of joy. And so I am definitely going to be able to hopefully share with you a lot of my knitting journey in 2024. And with that, I'm going to talk a little bit about life. Okay, so just like I said, life's been kind of busy, but things are kind of dying down, and It should be a little bit easier as we're getting into these next couple of months. As most of you know, and anyone that follows me over on Instagram, February is my birthday month, but it's also my son's birthday month. He is a Valentine's baby, so we definitely celebrate him, and I do a lot focused around his birthday for Valentine's Day. I did cast on the February socks by Knitting I Love, Barbara Nowelko of Knitting I Love, and I absolutely love these socks. Last year she did a sock she had a sock pattern come out in February, and I cast on it and did a cowl, and this year I'm doing a cowl again with her February socks. I'm saying go over, you can knit any Barbara Nowelko pattern, really any pattern, but I'd love for you to go over and show her some love over on her Ravelry store. She put a pattern out every month in the year of 2023, and then it went in. It's a year. I think she did a year of socks, so she completed it like in 2024. February is the last one I think that she will have out. Maybe she has I can't remember if she has a March or not. I'll have to put that up there. But anyway, she just had a baby, so she is going to be on maternity leave. But I absolutely love her color work patterns. They're all easy. I noticed on this February sock, I'm actually kind of memorizing the chart, because the way you do the chart, it's in sections. And so I'm working on a particular section right now, and I'm able to memorize it. So it's like super easy. I know the repeats that I have to do, and I can kind of just get into a rhythm as I'm doing it and knit those socks up. So I'm hoping to have those done by my birthday. I wanted to have them done by my son's birthday, but I won't. And actually, because I moved, I did not bring those in here with me, but I'm going to go grab those to show you what I've done on those so far. Okay, I'm back. So here are my February socks by Barbara Nowelko of Knitting I Love. And it's just this beautiful, beautiful heart pattern. And I've got a heart progress keeper on there. But yeah, this is just beautiful. And if you go over to Instagram for the cowl that I'm running, it's I'll put the hashtag that I've got for that cowl. But if you look, Peggy, hey Peggy, she watches the podcast, and she test knits a lot of socks for Barbara, and she's finished her first sock already. It's beautiful. It's a very springy sock, but looks super, super nice. So yeah, a lot nicer than mine actually. But yeah, go over and check that out. And if you want to join, there's still time to join. I'm going to run this through the 15th of March. I will close it down on the 15th of March. And this is just something I think I'm going to do every year for my birthday. Hopefully, Barbara will have a new pattern out every year in February, and I will use her patterns. But if not, she's got plenty of patterns. But I am going to make a commitment that every year for my birthday in February, I am going to cast on a Barbara Nowelko of Knitting I Love's pattern. So yeah, go over and show her some love, guys. Support her channel. She has a YouTube channel. Buy her patterns. She has great color work patterns. She came out with like 2 or 3 patterns in December. She had the lights, I believe, pattern, and then she had her December pattern, but check it out. And then, like I said, she came out with these for February, and I am in love with this pattern. So yeah, absolutely love this. And here's the other thing with this sock. So last year when I had the cowl going in February of last year, 2023, I used this same yarn, which is a Lolo Did It yarn. I used this yarn last year for those socks, and I'm able to use them again this year, the leftover that I had for my February socks this year. So I just, maybe not interesting to you, but I find that super cool. So yeah, but show her some love. And she, like I said, she's got tons of patterns, and this is going to be it's a very casual make along, but yeah, you can enter. And she actually, what's today? She has her patterns on sale through tomorrow for the Cal, I believe. It was through the 11th. So I will put the code to use if that's still good. And then you can go over and get some percentage off on her patterns. But yeah, this is just really casual, but I will give out a prize at the end, so don't necessarily have to have a sock completed, but just I'd love to flood Instagram with all of her patterns. So yeah, it would just be great. But working on my February socks for my birthday and my son's birthday, of course. So, and one last thing that I kind of want to talk to you about is this is actually an old whip that I've had on my needles for a long time. This is an Amba O'Brien pattern. I don't even remember what the name of the pattern is, but I'll put it across the top and link it below. But I don't even know where I am in this pattern. And this was before I was using Knit Companion and those. I would have to look in my Ravelry. I don't have a page for it, but obviously I can go and look what the pattern is. I want to finish this off. It's a shawl. And I don't know, like, I'm asking for your help and suggestions. If I just went and finished it off, so it's, let me see if I can get this all in here. This is kind of the looks of it, and I should steam block it, but it's got this spine in the center. It's a beautiful design. It's 2 different colors, and then you finish off with a single color, which I have plenty of yarn for, and I'm using part of this is a Knit Crate yarn. I don't know what the other one is, but this is where I am. All that to say, this is where I am. Super chatty. And I'm just wondering if you think that I could just, instead of, because I don't know where I am in this lace pattern and I don't want to rip all the way out and start over, but I do like it to where I kind of want to finish it off. So if I just went and finished with some garter, if I just did a bunch of garter rows and maybe, I guess I would have to kind of peek down. I don't know, but what do you think? Any suggestions? Please link below, like any suggestions on how I could finish this off. Because I really like it. I love the yarn. I love how it feels. And yeah, how can I finish this off to where I could use it? So if you have any suggestions, please let me know. And this is the amount of yarn I have. I do have another ball of this, but I don't want to break into it if I don't have to. This is what I have left of this red yarn. So, all right, guys, it's been really fun catching up. It's, like I said, it's been a while. I'm back. I hope to be on a more regular schedule. And yeah, I will definitely be checking in from time to time. Follow me over on Instagram. I do try to post as much as I can. But yeah, until next time, folks, happy making.